So, hello everyone, and welcome to this series of seminars and webinars, Sápmi and its cultural history. My name is Maria Lind. I'm the director of Kin Museum of Contemporary Art in Giron, Kiruna, and we are organizing this series together with a number of partners across Sápmi across Sweden. And the occasion for the series is an exhibition that will open on Saturday, namely this one, On the Ugly and the Beautiful, Johan Turi, Outi Pieski, and Johanna Minde, with Johan Turi as the lead character, the remarkable Sámi reindeer herder, hunter, tourist guide, writer, and artist, and actually also Indigenous philosopher who lived between 1854 and 1936, most of that time in the area around Kiruna. The exhibition features around 30 of his drawings and works by contemporary artist Outi Pieski and also architect and artist Johanna Minde. And this exhibition and the series of webinars and seminars happen right now because of the report from the Truth Commission for the Sami people in Sweden. The report will be handed over to the Minister of Culture of Sweden the 30th of September this year during the exhibition period. And at the museum, we thought that it would be important to continue the discussion around Sápmi and its cultural history. So this series is for everybody who is interested in deepening their knowledge of Europe's only recognized indigenous people and related issues. And it's based on Sami practitioners sharing their knowledge, their experience, and each seminar is taking place physically, except for this one, in a location where it is also streamed. And it will eventually also be on Kin's YouTube channels so that everyone can take a look at it afterwards. And our partners in this endeavor are Varduo, the Center for Sami Research at the Umeå University, Challeguatti Sami Writers Center in Jokkmokk, the Stockholm University of the Arts in Stockholm, and HDK Valand at the University of Gothenburg. And the advisor to the series and also the speaker of at the first seminar is Harald Gaski, renowned Sami professor of literature who has been looking at and dealing with the work of Johan Turi for a long time. The focus is on the history and cultural history of Sápmi, as well as on Sami experiences, conditions, and forms of cultural expressions. And the first seminar today, The Wolf Hunter Who Became a Sami Classic, Johan Turi's art viewed and assessed from an indigenous aesthetic perspective with Harald Gaski, is postponed. Uh, for private reasons, there has been a death in Harald Gaski's close family. So we are aiming at doing this seminar on Monday, the 5th of October at 4:30. So Monday, the 5th of October at 4:30. The second seminar, which will take take place physically at Vardå, the Center for Sami Research at the Umeå University, will address questions around bound to the land, connection to the land, and the loss of it in Sami communities, with three researchers from Vardå: Gudrun Norstedt, Åsa Ösbo, Kristina Selin McNeil. And this will be Thursday, the 22nd of October. The third seminar is in Stockholm at the Stockholm University of the Arts with professor and doyar, Sami craftsperson Gunvor Guttorm. She will speak under the rubric of the history of Duji and the forces at work in a Dujon process. It is followed by a seminar in Gothenburg on Wednesday, the 27th of January at HTK Valand. And it is Britta Marakat Labba, senior artist, well known to many people, who will talk about art and life, how these are deeply intermingled. In her case, having grown up and still living in a reindeer herding family in the municipality of Kiruna, almost as far north as you can go on the Swedish side of Sápmi. Seminar number 5 is taking place in Jokkmokk at the Chaleguatte Sámi Writers Center. And we will then have the privilege of listening to Asta Mitkia Balto, who is a professor emerita who has been engaging with education for almost her whole life. And her title is Johan Turi's Account of Sami Schooling Towards a Sami Epistemology. Matti Blindberg is the speaker of the following seminar. He is currently the chairman of Svenska Samernas Riksförbund, the Swedish Sami organization, and he was the chairman of the Girjas Sami community when the Girjas case happened in 2020, when this Sami village won a court case against the state of Sweden in terms of controlling the rights for small-scale fishing and hunting on their territory. So his headline is 6 years after the Girjas case, where do we stand today? The location is Hägerstensåsens Medborgarhus, a wonderful gathering place in the Stockholm suburb of Hägerstensåsen. The 7th and final seminar will happen here at KIN Museum of Contemporary Art inside the town hall of Kiruna. It is Christer Stor, who is a researcher who has, among other things, looked at immaterial cultural heritage, not least yoiking. And he will address the question 6 months after the Truth Commission's final report, what happens next? And thank you all for coming, for being here today. There won't be a presentation with Harald Gaski. It's postponed until Monday, the 5th of October. But I would like to take you on a brief tour of the exhibition that we're installing at this very moment. Here you can, on one slide, see our partners in crime for the series. Vardå Center for Sami Research at the Umeå University, Chaleguatte Sami Writers Center in Jokkmokk, Stockholm University of the Arts, HTK Valand Academy of Art and Design, University of Gothenburg, and the Hägerstensåsens Medborgarhus. And I will now scroll on to the first images. In 1910, Johan Turi's groundbreaking book, Muitalus, sámiid, birra, my book on the life of the Sami people, was published in North Sami and Danish. And it was the first account written in Sami by a Sami person about Sami conditions. It also contained an atlas with 14 drawings. His very informative, humorous, and I would even say warm written account was accompanied by detailed images of certain aspects of what the book addressed, which is everything from reindeer herding to family life to mythology to medicine and also sacred issues. And this particular drawing is one of the 14 ones in the atlas. And you can see uh, a reindeer herd crossing a river with people on both sides of the river. And as is typical in his case, you have many things going on at the same time in one image. And he is often using several perspectives at the same time. In addition to these 14 drawings in the Atlas from 1910, he continued making plenty of drawings and paintings. This is an example of a later work where he is using paint and color, um, mostly gouache, and it features a motif that is recurring, namely this face of a woman with large open eyes, wearing a Sámi headdress. Uh, she has been interpreted as the daughter of the sun, but also as the mother of God, with references to Orthodox icons. There are plenty of landscapes in his oeuvre, and in those landscapes, there's always something going on. It's not just the mountains, the forests, the lakes, the rivers, but there are people there. It's a place full of relations between the ground itself, the land itself, the people, plants, and animals. Here we can discern uh, a number of cottages, but also reindeer that he has drawn on the green parts. He experiments. As a self taught artist, he used a range of media, and he also developed a special technique once tourism grew in the area and he lived close to the railway between Kiruna and Narvik on the Atlantic Ocean, which was built to transport the iron ore from the big iron ore mine in Kiruna that the mining company LKAB started in the 1890s. And that also brought tourists. And he realized that he could sell his drawings. And in order to be efficient, he created stamps for all kinds of motifs, reindeer, people, even his own signature. So at the bottom right of this picture, you can see Johan Turi in the form of a stamp. A man and a woman embracing comes back several times as a motif. Clearly, Sámi people, and they're the same scale as the beautifully drawn pine tree on the left and fir tree on the right. These drawings all belong to the Nordic Museum in Stockholm. They have generously lent them to us, and they are also owning this one, which is dominated by stamps. So, at least personally, when I see this one, I imagine that he had lots of fun when he was stamping away, and he was also playing with the perspective. You can often turn his drawings around and look at them 360 degrees. Here you see an example of his stamps. He made most of them out of birch wood, and in some cases, it would, for example, only be the body of the reindeer, and then he would draw the details, not least the antlers. He also made other kinds out of reindeer antlers. Here is just a glimpse from the exhibition space at Kin. Most of the drawings are shown in vitrines as the Nordic Museum requests. We are also displaying a gorgeous piece by Outi Pieski, Iat Namastit, Love Letters with Land, which was inspired by the publishing of the report of the Truth Commission for the Sámi people in Sweden, and the prospect of being able to show together with Johan Turi in this exhibition. The two of them share an intensive relationship to the land, and her mobiles, which are made from tassels, the kind of tassels that adorn Sámi scarves, uh, can take different shapes and forms. Here they are placed in wedge-like shapes, which can be read as movements of birds, um, some form of escape, etc. There will be another mobile like this, which is a commission for Kin, which, as I speak, is being installed in the lobby of the town hall of Kiruna. I think it will look magnificent. And then we have her rich collaborative project with Eva-Kristina Nylander on the Ladio Gapir, the so-called horn hat, which was worn by women in the North Sami area up until the 19th century, when it was forbidden by the church. They considered the horn itself to be a tool of the devil. Uh, some attentive people might remember that these horn hats feature prominently in the work of Britta Marakatlabba. And with Outi Pieski and Eva-Kristina Nylander, the research has gone really deep. They have together traveled to museums across Europe to study the existing Ladiogapirs. And in addition to documenting and publishing the results of their research, they have also started workshops. They've arranged situations where women today can learn how to make the Ladiogapirs, a form of craftivism, as they say themselves, to combine Doji Sami craft with activism. And as many of you know, it's common today to see people wearing these on more festive occasions, for example. And these are examples of Ladiogapirs that have been made today by Outi Pieski, one with the horn itself and the other one without. And in the background, uh, drawing by Johan Turi, unusually large, with a couple of boats, probably on the side of Duortnojavri, the Torneträsk, the Torne Lake, near Kiruna. And finally, Johanna Minde, who, as a student at the master program at the KTH School of Architecture in Stockholm, who discovered that they at the Nordic Museum not only had plenty of his drawings and stamps, but also a stool which she found brilliant. It's made out of a root from a birch tree. So he has taken the root as the legs and then added a seat, um, which is probably pine. And she thinks of this as potentially the first piece of furniture in that area, because obviously traditionally there was no furniture as such for the reindeer herding and nomadic Sami of the area. The background is a wallpaper by Outi Pieski with blinkings. She's flirting a bit with Andy Warhol in terms of creating a beautiful pattern out of a portrait of a woman, young woman, who is resting on the ground wearing the Lajogapir. So, with this, I would like to welcome you all to the exhibition, which will be on view until the 23rd of April. And I hope that you will join us for Harald Gaski's talk on Monday, the 5th of October, which sadly could not happen now for private reasons on his behalf. And you can also check out more details about the following seminars on KIN's website. So thank you for joining for this very short introduction to the series and a glimpse of the exhibition. And I hope to see you very soon again. Thank you.